Hey everybody, I'm Matt Hill. I'm here at the Oklahoma Oil and Gas Expo 2024. We're down at the fairgrounds. This is put on by the Oklahoma Energy Resources Board, and I'm very blessed. I've had Trey on before, but really one of the smartest guys I know when it comes to software. And right now, Spearhead is leading the way in, well, Trey, introduce yourself, tell them about it.
Sure thing, thank you, Matt. My name is Trey Stout. I am the founder of Incyte Energy Solutions. Our main product is called Spearhead. Spearhead is a workflow automation tool, which sounds very boring until you see the results it has for your company.
Saving money is never boring.
Not even saving money, creating new value.
Creating value.
Exactly. And so
efficiencies, peace of mind.
Right. The real value here is not software, it's not screens, it's better intelligence in your company.
Okay.
And so as you grow, it's small business, you start out 2 or 3 people, it's just Todd does that and Jeremy does that, and it kind of works that way for a while. When you start to hit some sort of scale, you probably bought some time tracking software, and you probably bought accounting, and you probably bought something else. These systems don't work together, and as you really start to stress them and you start to grow, you find out why. Like, they never knew about each other, they were never designed with each other in mind. So Spearhead walks into that situation knowing you already have a lot of this software.
Yep.
And it starts bridging the gaps to kind of aid you in understanding, so that ops understands finance, finance understands ops. So we know when we take an order, we know what we quoted it for, and we know what ops cost, and we know what the fulfillment cost, we know what the back office cost was, we know how much depreciation to put on the equipment. And these all used to be kind of wild goose chases for finance.
It'll go through just about any software you have out there already running your company. This will adapt to it, or you all know how to do that, and it'll come in and put them together.
It's more like a missionary that showed up and learned 30% of the language. So
he's not sending you a CD and saying, "Hey, this will work with your company." He's saying, "Hey, call us. We're going to integrate your whole company to get granular with this."
Yeah, I mean, it's a little crude, but it's kind of show me on the doll where it hurts for your company, and that can be in collecting revenue, dispatching work. There's a lot of ways where these inefficiencies leak in, and if you're staying profitable, they just kind of become this problem. Like, I'll weed next week. I'm too busy right now. It's easy to convince yourself you don't need to make the investment, but the companies that do quickly find new sources of revenue and higher efficiency. It becomes cheaper and easier to borrow money when they need it. It becomes easier to finance sales of the company. Your insurance underwriting goes down.
You can get granular with your data for anybody looking at your books.
Very much so, exactly. This is kind of like I mentioned, you have all these disparate systems. They have different IDs on an order and different IDs on the ticket tracking. And so once you kind of normalize them, like imagine if we had 9 different competing DMVs in the state, and the cop was like, "Show me your license," and you're like, "I don't know this one. I gotta go look it up in the book," right? And like, your company's doing that to itself. The ops is making ticket numbers that finance doesn't know what they are, and they don't line up with contracts, and so you're kind of stitching it back together because you don't just have one DMV.
Scalability. Do you guys have any limits to how many employees a company can have? Do you like starting off with a certain number, or do you have a limit that you want to?
I would say for workforce training and then just kind of market size, like the sweet spot is dozens to hundreds of employees.
Okay.
Thousands. There's no technical reason why we couldn't. I don't think we have the workforce to train that many people.
Right.
Not that the training takes an exceptionally long time.
You can train the trainer, though.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And say, "Hey, here, as each person is onboarded, here's what you train them to do."
And it's just visibility. I mean, a lot of ways, it's very difficult for these different pieces of your org to understand why the other one's doing anything.
Yeah.
What do the finance guys do all day? We're out here in the field. Like, these types of sentiments allow them to work in cooperation a lot more easily.
I love this, man. It's like
it's a new format.
People are completely oblivious nowadays. I think it's funny.
Yeah.
I love it, really.
Like, why are these 2 guys holding sticks, not talking to us?
We're going to joust each other momentarily. All right, so another question I had was, what do you want to build into this you haven't yet? I mean, I know you're already like tinkering with it, going, "Oh, we could add this, we could add this."
Right. I think as we've delved more into the financial aspect of how we're maintaining a balance sheet as operations moves through their process, a lot more focus on asset management.
Okay. Fleet tracking, asset management.
Like at some point, a commodity switches to something that has serial numbers, because like that Apple, I don't care if it's another Apple, like that HVAC unit is not that HVAC unit, and you have to start kind of keeping track of them, and that's where most things blow up. I talk to groups all the time, like golf courses, hospitals, whatever. They have dozens of pieces of equipment and still don't know if they're paying too much on maintenance, when they bought it, if they're underwater on it or not. So you talk about oil field services, I mean, you got real expensive equipment out there where people don't remember when they bought it.
Well, I don't want you to. I'll man your booth the rest of the day.
Perfect.
What you have is valuable. I see that now. You weren't just lying to me. And you can go from booth to booth. Everybody here that has a booth might be your customer.
Potentially.
If
they want to get rid of Excel and they want to get rid of interior fights in their organization.
I think some people still write it in pencil and paper.
Yes.
Terrifying.
We see some of that.
Yeah,
we see a lot of that.
Happens.
Yep. So yeah, you give them a device, and all of a sudden the owner of the company can just be on the beach, like watching all the tickets get done. He knows where all the people are, what the profit ratio is. He knows everything.
I like this. There's peace of mind where you can go and chill out. Well, make sure you get a hold of Trey and get a hold of Incyte. They're also one of the sponsors for Oilfield Tailgate, so thank you for that.
You bet. Anytime.
They still owe me money. And what's the best way to get a hold of you? What's the website?
Spearheadops.com.
Spearheadops.com. They're all on LinkedIn. You can find him there. He's got a really big TikTok account now.
A lot of dancing.
And keyboards and dancing.
Now come stop by and see us if you're at the show.
Yeah, please stop by. Take care. God bless you. We'll see you next time.
Thank you. Thanks, man.